What's up? We are live, and I know we don't go live on Mondays. I know it's kind of random. People have been asking, though, why not do more lives about different topics? Doesn't necessarily have to be all on reselling. Whoops. All on reselling, all on, sneakers. It could be different business related, other things going on. And I was like, you know what? I agree. Should probably get more of those in. People just like to hang out, also have something to listen to, while they're packing stuff, sourcing, driving out there. So here we are on a Monday. Let me see who's here in the chat, and then we have a lot of just random topics to get to first before our main topic with employees and businesses hiring right now, looking for employees, what is going on, and kind of a crazy time. All right, let me go up and see Alonzo and Resell Freak Sebastian, Baking Soda, James Sullivan, Lucky on Three Legs. There was more before that. I can't go up any further. Tony, Radio, Michael, Manny Fresh, what's up? Brian, what's up? How was sourcing today, Brian? BKK, Hawaii Rams fan. And it's saying there's more, but then I can't even... I'm trying to refresh this and see what's going on. Maybe refresh the chat. All right, get this. Pop out chat. Okay, here we go. Giovanni, what's up? Let's see. Southtown Finds. David, Sneaker Finds 12. Hustle Crow, Ecom Lifestyle, Stone Builder, Hustle and Muscle, Zapatos and D-Bay. Katie Curry, Real Deal Thrifter, nice. Resell Freak, Koo Kicks, Hella Finds, Big Money Mo. All right, more people coming in. All right, let's get started with Jordan 11 Low and Jordan 7 Flints. Koo Kicks, I know, picked up a couple of pairs, right? Putting in the work. Some, resellers that didn't want to pick them up, left them behind. And did you do that as well? What did you pick them up maybe for the collection? I know more people liked the Legend Low, also for grade school. But yes, Big Money Mo, not selling that hot. So right now, the Jordan 7, the Flints, they retail for $190, and StockX some are as low as $210, only $20 over retail. Now, minus fees and everything, well, that's a different story. But if you wanted to pick them up for yourself, if you can get them in your area, only $20 over retail price. Now for the 11 Low, it looks like $237 in a size 11, a size 10, $232. The lowest, a size 8 at $229. So even there. And here's the thing, we got shadows coming out. We always talk about this on a live show. We have a bunch of things coming out. So people got to decide what they're going to put their money on. Maybe to resell or maybe to, pick up for the collection. Hella Finds it pass on both. Fly Kick Sleeping. I picked up a Jordan in the size 12 from David. I picked up way too many, says Koo Kicks, but also for the flex points. They got to build that up. Radio says picked up a pair of Jordan 11 Low at Foot Locker. Didn't get my email receipt or points. That's weird. Check my credit card and no charge. Super weird. Called Foot Locker. She said to wait 3 days to see if it posts. Interesting. That's kind of a weird story. So what happened there? Keep us posted for Wednesdays. All right. DGF says hi. You're Alex. What's up? I got 2 of the 11. Sneaker Finds 12. All right. Next topic. All super chats this month, whatever you guys do, Monday show or Wednesday show, will be going to my boy Soupies. And I did talk to him on Friday. I called him up to see how he was doing. And Hustle and Muscle, who was here, created this GoFundMe for him. And let me see if I can read this. Bilateral vestibular disorder, I believe. And he's having he's having trouble, at least when I talk to him, balance. He has to be able to source, dizziness, things like that. Very similar to vertigo, kind of like that. And so he hasn't been able to source or do anything. So if you want to help another reseller out, you can do that through Super Chat or through GoFundMe. And I have the link here. And like I said, all Super Chats, I don't want the money. I want to help out Soupies, and it'll go there. All right, our main topic on Ross, Burlington, Marshalls, maybe just in general, what is going on for Americans and working or not working, I should say. Now, earlier we got some comments. Let me see. Alonzo said, "I recently resigned from Ross. After that, I heard a wave of employees resigned as well. This don't look good, Chief." So why are people not going back to work? We're going to talk about that. Any other questions, comments in the chat? You can throw that in at any time. I want to hear from you regarding maybe some of your stores too that you've been going out there. Any changes that you've been noticing? And could this all equal to raising the prices on everything? Cost of goods, could that go up? Can't find workers anywhere, not just Ross. Exactly. Big Money Mo. So we're going to talk about that. People realizing they're working for slave wages. Hustle Crow. So we're going to talk about wages as well. Can they take care of their employees? The only thing working is getting through the lines, 1 hour and a half min just to buy some stuff. Unemployment paying more. People don't want to work. Southtown fines. So I had an interesting conversation today with one of the assistant managers. She's really nice. Really kind of like moved her way up. She's been there for a long time. And just saying how with Ross, they are getting a lot of inventory coming in. They're getting trucks. None of that has really slowed down. Now, maybe not the type of products we want to see. They are getting a lot of like the lower end brands, which we've seen out there. Levi's, RBX, Nautica. We've seen more of Puma. We've seen more of that more than anything than some of the Nike stuff that we know and love. Way less Vapor Max and way more Puma. But that's not really the main issue. I guess the main issue was she was saying a lot of the work staff that replenishes the items, put them back, unload the truck. You got all these items to put them on the shelves, on the racks. That's what they have the least of. And a lot of these people are not returning, or they've already quit, or it's hard to hire. One of the things that she was saying is like getting applications, but yet calling them back, they're not answering. Calling them for interview, they're not showing up. Even some of the ones that they do hire, 1 or 2 days and then done. Like, does not want to go back and work. So what does that tell you? Low pay, or maybe just environment, or maybe, like we said, unemployment paying more. A lot of little factors there that come into play. Hawaii Rams fan hyperinflation. I work for Ross as well. We can't keep people at our store. Stat Pat, man. See, Big Money Mode taking all the stock. Let me see. Hawaii gas is soon tip over $5. We're getting into that too. Cost of different things have gone up. Let me see. Chris, Ross workers seem exhausted. I feel for them. No reason for the customer counter to be at 115 at 10 a.m. So I think stores are packed. So 115 at 10 a.m. And yeah, some people are just straight up an ass. Some of these customers are getting wild. Let me see. Eddie, what's up? Why work when you get paid from sitting at home? There we go. Be a Ross boss today. Let's go. Kent, people used to, add money, which way higher than minimum wage, where a lot of people are at. $80 vapor ass at Burlington. Too many working unemployment system. Burlington closes at 1 a.m. says Radio. All right, let's get this thing started. You guys brought up some pretty good, topics in here. Keep adding in the comments. We're going to add them in as we talk about this. I really didn't notice it at first, going to different restaurants, picking up food, or going to some of the stores, Target, Walmart. And now that I really paid attention, there is a bunch of signs and a bunch of things everywhere how they are hiring. Now, Chipotle, looking to offer up to $750 in referral bonuses in an attempt to hire 20,000 workers. I did see McDonald's was up to, I think, $500 at some stores. A signing bonus, sound like an NBA player. what's my signing bonus though? If I am going to be, out there working. Owen says, don't be a jerk to Ross employees. They don't get paid enough for that. Exactly. Always be nice, treat them kind. We always talk about that, me and the B, on Level Up, on helping other people out and talking to people. Let me see. You won't grow financially if you don't work, says David. Imagine, set up my page for referrals now, says Eddie. So here's a question. Anybody out there? I mean, the $750, $500, is that enticing at all? Maybe not for the resellers, so that's a different thing. But what about for the people that that are looking for jobs, or maybe they're not looking for jobs, but that is an option? Is it worth it at this point? Looking at this sign right here, it looks like now hiring managers and crew, $3,000 a year tuition assistance, McDonald's, a bunch of stuff on here, free meals, free uniforms, paid time away for managers. Tuition assistance again. Let me see. Apply. You have all the details there. McDonald's going hard, trying to get people. Let me see. Southtown fine. Shake my head. Either have the worst timing or my area stinks. In stimulus era, it's like Christmas Eve every day, says Omar. We're gonna talk about that. Stores being jam packed. It would be good for students. I agree, says Owen. Another thing was I did see a Carl's Jr. I don't remember what city it was in, but it was completely closed, and they had a sign, and it said like closed today, possibly tomorrow, due to no staff. That is wild. Never seen anything like that. Just we had no one to work. It's like we would like to be open. We had no employees. That is crazy. So this last Friday, 266,000 jobs were added, with 8.2 million jobs still left to recover. Man, that's not even 500,000 for Friday for the jobs that were added. That is a crazy stat to look at. All right. But one thing we know for sure, people are spending. Today, my Ross was out of control. I was like, Mother's Day yesterday, people got some time off, spend time with their moms. Ross probably won't be a little dead. Maybe they'll get a truck here and there. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Maybe Ross isn't bad. Okay, maybe it wasn't this bad in the photo, but it was insane with how many people were buying random stuff. Some lady came out with like a giant ass mirror. Those that random pictures and stuff. What else do they have? Like Ross has different furniture there. If you notice, there's more right there in that middle section, like fake plants, things like that. Lady came out with a bunch of stuff. Went all out, maybe for her Mother's Day. I don't know. But Ross for sure packed. What also was packed was going to the mall. So went to like Foot Locker, Foot Action, things like that. And mall was crazy for it being like early mid-afternoon. I was like, I thought it would look like weekend. Let me see. I never go on the weekend. Is that a mistake, says Omar? Not necessarily. You might want to go early if you do go, because it does get packed. Dude, Ross Marshalls was insane yesterday from Kobe. Let me see. I get better cops midweek, says Kobe. There we go. Mall's getting packed now for sure. Who kicks? When you left that mall on that video, it was a huge crowd outside just chilling. And like who said in the video, I was like, I haven't seen that in a long time. But everybody hanging out, chilling. Let me see. Maybe less staff means they won't take all the good stuff before it hits the floor, says Owen. That's could happen too. Big Money Mo says source every day. Let's see. You ever been to a Ross that's dry as hell, but there are still dozens of people living with cartfuls of RBX and Fila? I see it all the time. And I wonder too, I was like, man, what's going on here? Did I miss something? Random sales? Like, nope, just a bunch of Fila. Okay, so why are people not working? Let's get into the top 5. Number 1, unemployment. Like Big Money Mo said, if people don't have to work, why are they going to go work if they're getting paid? So some people are getting, I saw like $800, $1,200 More than that, $1,400 a month. And there's been different people that have made the adjustments in their lifestyle, which I think that's good. Like living below your means. This is something that we've been able to do to grow our own capital, to eventually quit our jobs, go full time. You have to make the right adjustments in your lifestyle and not going above and beyond for money you don't have. And for the people that are able to learn, they're like, all right, I can do this, I can do that. Now they're living on that unemployment and they're like, hey, I'm not going back. Like this money is sweet. So why should I go out there and work and take the risk or whatever, and when I can make that money here? Now let me see what the chat says. Let me see. The kid credit don't help either. One of my Marshalls closed down. Apparently they had a 40% off on the trash they had left. Man, that is crazy. Some people spend all that money, but they're broke and just using credit. That happens. I would say that's a huge percentage right now, charging everything on credit. And a lot of the fake IG people that want to flex and they got this, they got that, all on credit cards. And they're just going to get burned in the end. Why would you do that? To flex on IG that you're going to get shadow Jordan 1s? My boy making $1,200 a week from unemployment plus the stimmy, big money mo, dang. Let me see. Lazy people, straight gun interviews saying unemployment is better. I would be embarrassed, says Eddie. Flipping the hustle. What's up? Hey, everybody. So I think if you've made those adjustments in your lifestyle, I think that's good. But doesn't mean you shouldn't go back to work. You should go back. But some people getting, like Big Money Mo says, $1,200 a week. Some people getting $1,200 a month and making it on that. So it just depends on you, your lifestyle, your family, all of that. Let me see how Southtown finds ballin'. A lot of Xbox Series 1s and PS5 is going to be hitting used resale market soon. And pawn shops. Look for that. Number 2, stimmies. Stimmies got crazy. So extra checks that make it a bit easier to ease back into the workplace. Maybe, maybe not. We've noticed from reselling that we've had really good sales. And a lot of that has to do with stimulus checks. No complaints from us as resellers because they are pumping that money back in to our businesses and to the economy. The same time, Ross, Burlington, all these stores, they're short-handed staff-wise. And yes, they need to hire more people. But there's no doubt that the malls and those stores have really done well with people getting this extra money. They've put that money back into our economy and these stores from everything that we missed from last year. But is that even smart, from your own personal wise, right? Like, should you be putting that money back into that, or should you be smart with it and using it for your family and groceries and having that last, throughout the weeks, months, if you can? I don't know. Not like stimulus was like a huge amount, but I'm just saying if you were smarter about it, you could probably make it last a lot longer. Texas Gal Treasures, what's up? Long time no see. Good to see you. Resellers to the moon, Big Money Mo. 1,200 plus unemployment is the norm. Kookicks. Let me see. Pretty boring life with only $1,200 a month, says David. So the stimmies, we saw the effect with that and our businesses. Number 3, people do not want to risk getting sick. Now, YouTube's very particular with the words that I choose to talk about this subject, which means they want to demonetize me if I start mentioning certain words. All I could say is there's a big factor that comes into play physically and mentally. And what I mean by this is, it's affected what happened last year and even till now. It's affected people differently and in different ways, from being sick for several weeks to death to other things. So if you were not affected by it, there's the people that are still like, nothing to worry about, I'm just doing whatever I want. But the opposite side, there's people like, I still want to stay cautious. I still want to do everything I can to keep my family safe. So in that case, there's also I guess the other part I would say where who's going to take care of my kids if I do go back to work? Like things aren't there yet. So that still comes into play for this, for number 3. And, everybody sees it differently. We saw Hustle B, he got it, right? And actually talking to B recently, he was saying how when he sneezes, he still has like a weird feeling like in his lungs. Like, I guess because the sneeze is like all sudden, right? He's like, he has like a weird feeling still like in his lungs too, from what happened. And I asked him too, I was like, what about working out? And believe it or not, B did get an order track. I don't know if he's here. I don't think he's here in the chat. But, working out, trying to get in better shape. He said it didn't feel weird lung-wise and breathing heavily or anything. But sneezing, he said it still hurts him and it feels weird. So I wonder how that's going to affect, of course, going forward with everything there. Next one, number 4. This is huge. People hated their job to begin with and or recognized everything wrong with the workplace. This one is funny because, so here's a stat of today. 66% of the unemployed had seriously considered changing their field of work, a far greater percentage during the Great Recession. Seriously considered. We had a lot of time off that it made me and you and everybody else think, is this really worth it or not? And people that hated their jobs are like, man, there's no way I'm going back. Now that I've been out of this, I realized how much better my life is. Why would I want to go back to that hellhole? And they're not. And so that's interesting. The other part, recognized everything wrong with the workplace, comes from getting that time off and working from home and realizing too, like, they never really needed me to be there to begin with. Like, do you realize how much you can get done at home on your computer and not have to go into the workplace and chill? It's funny because like on Simpsons, like Homer says, like, just half-ass everything. That's the American way. And when I used to work at the college, like, it's, what do they say? Like, you give it 100%. And it's like 20% on Monday, 30% on Tuesday. Friday is down to 5%. You never work 100% all day, every day when you're getting paid salary. And for the most part, like I had a lot of coworkers too that were, you chill on Facebook, watching YouTube videos, watch Hustler Hacks. You're chilling at work. And then, all right, I'll answer some emails. I'll work straight for like an hour. And then I go back into it. And then I'm gonna chill for a little bit, watch some videos and stuff, and then I'll do my work, and then break time. Someone brought a cake, someone brought some donuts. You gotta take that 10 a.m. break, 11 a.m. break. Next thing you know, back to lunch, come back with a full stomach, and then you got another break at 2 p.m. And someone brought something else this time. And so I think a lot of people are like, why would I want to go back to this lifestyle? All right, let me go back on here. Oh, there you go. B's in here. B's in the house. No one was talking trash about him. They want to see some workout videos. B and Hacks workout videos. Workout from home. B, way to get that YouTube channel going sometime. B said he's willing. He's talking about it. I talked to him yesterday. He wants to get the channel going, but nothing to do with reselling. He's a car man. And let me go back up. People got messed up jobs when making minimum wage. No way. Think we all did that for years. Cool kicks. Baker Brand, over 110 plus watching, only 23 likes. It's Monday Live. Hit that like button. Tony says, I totally agree with number 4. There you go. They hated their job to begin with. Kobe says, I worked this entire time, never closed my regular job. And our boss gave us bonuses for keeping his business afloat. That's pretty good. I wonder what that 3-month vacay was like. So there you go, Kobe. Let me see. Only office job was in a nursing home. Boredom led to a cigarette habit for the breaks. Man, from Mark. All right, let's go to number 5. And who said this earlier? That these dudes, everyone was just lazy. Number 5, lazy. If I'm getting paid to do nothing, then why work? And we knew this too. I think we talked about this, me and the B, on one of the live shows on Wednesday. How we were saying, like, this whole thing is going to make everyone hell of a lot lazier. And sure enough, this is where we're at. So lazy that I had this, man, well, I don't really want to say his name, but so at one of the sneaker stores I go to, I'll just say that. There's a kid, he's like early 20s. He's a cool dude. We talk here and there. And he was saying, man, when I get this stimmy, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm calling in. And I was like, how does that help in any way? And he's like, trust me, I get this in. This is some extra money I could definitely use. I'm calling in. And sure enough, 3 days later, this dude nowhere to be found. He called in 2 days, not only 1 day, 2 days off. And so I was talking to him when he came back. I was like, enjoy your time off? He's like, yeah, man, chilling, this and that. And I just feel like you got this extra money, right? That you're already working, you're already getting paid. You could definitely catch up on, whether you're catching up on bills, maybe student loans, maybe car loans, maybe other stuff like that, or maybe using that money to make more money, as we do as resellers. And the 2 days off, instead of maybe you did want to go to, like, I don't know, Ross or Burlington or Nike Outlet or places that you could make extra money. He already knows what I do. I mean, knows what reselling is. He's seen the channel, things like that. It's not anything strange or weird or new to him. But instead, rather chill. Let me see. Kid could have bought some Doge or Bitcoin, something. He could have done anything. Let me see. Them young boys ain't got the drive usually, says Oscar. Let me go back up. It's kind of abusing the system we were capable of working from home even, says Owen. Number 5 also means people will be a lot less healthy if you got a purpose to get up in the morning. That's also true. That's a good point from David. I know a lot of people that joke around online like, the COVID bod. This is all from that. This is all from what happened, the quarantine bod and blah, blah, blah. It's like, all right, it's cool to joke. But if you're a huge slob, like, I don't really know how that's going to help anybody or that's funny in the end. Like, you're going to have to work even harder now to break out of that and to get into a healthier lifestyle. I mean, I don't know how that's going to help you in the end. Stevie D, what up? Owen says they'll be in for a rude awakening when things go back to normal. Let me see. Make your money work for you. Don't work for your money, says Kobe. And let me see. Where are we? Oscar, what's up? Hustle B says, yes, lazy. Number one reason why people don't achieve their goals, period. What system? Most money went to corporate, says Big Money Mo. All right, so that was all 5. So what does this all mean? Well, we might see a price increase for everything. What do I mean by everything? We've already seen it on a couple of things. Lumber, which has skyrocketed now. Gas, of course. Hawaii Rams fan also talked about gas being at $5, or at least almost there. Groceries and more. And of course, when everyone was kind of moving to different cities, people getting out of California, people getting out of different states, or people leaving New York too, they're going to Texas. And I mean, the sad part was when people left California to go to Texas, and then they had that winter storm. Now, no one was prepared for that, but that was even worse for the people that just moved there. But right now, people are buying houses like nonstop. It's kind of crazy because you can get really good money for your house right now, selling your house. The problem is, what kind of house are you going to get into after that? Now you're going to be paying up to get into a house that normally would not cost that. So I know the lumber thing was pretty high right now. People that got houses locked in before all of this were great. They're really seeing that like, hey, I'm cool. But they're also taking a lot longer to build houses because they're having the same issue as all the stores and restaurants. They don't have enough workers to get out there. I'll go back to the chat. Everyone is a crypto trading millionaire now. District deals. I do agree. You know what I think is funny is that, so when I posted on there about how, I went into a vegan diet and I'm slowly making some lifestyle changes. Some people were like, good, getting into shape, that's awesome. Some people were like, why? Like, why would you do that? And I'm tired of hearing about vegan stuff. And I'm like, I'm not going to push any agendas. I'm just telling you what's going on right now and how good I feel. And at the same time, isn't kind of like hearing, like if I kept pushing vegan agenda and kept posting about that like over and over and over again, sure, you're getting tired of it. Isn't that the same thing of all the people posting about crypto? It's like, oh, dude, it went up. You have $100 invested. Hooray. You're a millionaire. It's the same thing. It's like you're pushing agendas and keep telling us over and over and over and over again. Of course, people are getting tired of hearing it and seeing it. Baker Brand, hacks dropping facts. Daryl, what's up? Air Max 97. Let's see, clock for $80. Size 5.5 at Ross. Glenn going in. Can't stand these Dogecoin idiots 24/7, says Eric. I saw, man, one dude on, he posts every day of where it's at, and he has like $200 or something. I'm like, oh man, I can understand if like you had like, I don't know, thousands of bucks, and I want to see where it kind of goes from here. I mean, it's cool and all, but if you barely did anything, I mean, is that really going to save you? Let me see. I know every bum put 1,000 on Dogecoin talking about investing, and now they're pros. They got a YouTube channel going live telling you where to put money in. OnlyFans chicks make more money than that, than these wannabe traders. Hustlebee. Now that's also facts. Let me go back up and see. I missed some comments. Stevie D, my company is doing price increase. There we go. Since reopened to the cost of goods, parts, and freight. So yes, the cost of goods on products, which was back into our topic right here. We got lost into the lumber, gas, and more. And a lot of things are late too, which we talked about, coming from overseas. That's why we also seen late Jordans and in our space, Jordans coming in late from sneaker stores, or the quantity isn't there yet. Slow little drops here and there throughout the week. Infinity says, I'm learning more from this than school. These fools going to make Texas into California. Cool kicks, New York and Cali people all here in Florida. Let me see. If you want to do it, more love to you. That's awesome. Nothing wrong with doing what you want, says Logan. I agree. It's cool. I don't mind hearing about that stuff. Some people are just haters no matter what, says Chapal Bundy. Let me see. Inflation is finally starting to hit. Glenn putting money into shoes, says Mark. Biggest investment is your business. Nothing will pay you more in the market. And the market's always been up and down and things like that. My parents, they have money in. So when I worked at the university, I took my, I guess, Texas retirement out. And they're like, you can transfer it into the stocks. And you can do that. And you won't get your money taken away from taxes, things like that. So I was like, you know what? Let's do that. We'll put it there. And From the money I had, I think it was around 10,000 that I had in there. They transferred into the stocks, and I think I had it in there for 2.5 years, and it went up to my 10,000 went up to 10,900 or something like that. And I was like, what am I doing here? Like, I have a resale business. I've made most of my money with that. I'm doing well. Why do I have this money in here? Like, I do not understand. And I had to get that money out. It was, what am I doing? There we go. Shoes have been better overall investment, better than the market, says Hustlebee. If Glenn and Hustlebee do an OnlyFans, I'd sub. El Gronk. Christmas is going to be a war zone this year, says Kobe. All right. Now our last little thing here. Before anybody wants to jump in, talk about whatever they want, I'll have the link on here. Anybody wants to jump in? Where's my invite? Here we go. If B wants to jump in, Kukix wants to jump in, anybody wants to jump in, there is the link. Businesses must take care of their employees. And I think that has to, not necessarily with pay, benefits, everything in general, make it a better work environment. And my dad made a good point when I just couldn't stand going to my job anymore. My dad told me they could pay you whatever you want. They could pay you 200 grand, 300 grand a year, 500 grand a year. You're not going to be happy, because if you just don't like it, you just be dreading it day in and day out, doing the same thing over and over again. And you have to do what you want. You have to bust loose. The money is not going to be there to help you. You can pay a Ross employee, what, 100 grand and see what they do. But you tell them you have to show up. You have to be there. You can't just call in, do whatever you want. You have to go to work, and you're going to be stuck at that job all the time, and see what they do. I mean, money can only do so much, but you have to do what you love. And for us, being able to resell, it's about the freedom. We don't want to have a boss. Yeah, the money's great, which we have to put in the effort and work to get to that point to make the money we want. But it's all about the freedom at the end of the day. Who cares if you make 500K? So there we go. Smoker. Facts, says Oscar. Damn, I'm in the office. Goo kicks. Like I said, I don't have anything against anybody that's in the office and working full-time jobs. If you love it, like if that's what you love to do it. There's nothing against having full-time jobs or anything. But if you hate it until where you're like, crawling to get into work, that's where it's like an issue. And for me, I had to wear button-up, tie, slacks. I couldn't even wear my Jordans. I had to wear dressy shoes, and forget Cole Haans. I just went to Payless, whatever I could wear. We have the most hateable reseller there is.
One of the most hateable resellers there is, the Hustlebee.
That's what Nike hat.
What up? What up? What up?
What up? Did you take a nap today?
Not yet.
Did you source?
No, because it's tax time.
Tax time. That's something we didn't talk about.
No.
Any questions for the B, or what does the B want? What does the B have to say about this topic?
I mean, facts, man. I mean, you pretty much, spoke the truth, and yeah, I mean, really, one thing that I want to add is I've heard this phrase before that, if you're not tap dancing to work, then you're not really doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like my rule of thumb. And if you're not excited about waking up the next day to do what you're supposed to be doing, then you need to change a career or something like that. Do something. Life's too short at the end of the day. Life's too short. I mean, I always say, like, when I was hitting 30, I really only have like 30 strong years to go. Now it's halfway, and like 60 over, man. Come on now, you can't be like doing all the things that we're doing now.
Here's a question for the chat. What do you feel about retirement? Now, the reason why I asked this is because, so my dad and my father-in-law, they're 62, 63, 162, 163, and both of them at this point are like, and I'm done working. Like, I just want to like relax, retire, and the crazy thing is, I've seen, like, going to the post office, you talk to people. I've seen like some of the old dudes, and they're like, man, I'm almost retired. I'm almost going to get out of here and this and that. And, they have to put up with everybody's trash, at the post office. And some people don't last until retirement. Like, you can have this goal of like, oh, I want a retirement, and, get to retirement and chill, and I get to buy a nice car. I could go to vacations. Mm-hmm. Sad thing is, though, some people don't last to 60. So now you're saying I got 30 more years. And even then, that's what people, I think, we don't really think about it a lot.
No.
But you may not get to that point.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's so much, kind of like factors that could happen, like I used to work with somebody, and, we used to hang out a lot. And next thing you know, he's like suffering all these kinds of seizures and stuff like that.
Mm.
And then the doctors couldn't, find out why. I'm like, and then, you're just hearing about this on Facebook and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, that's kind of sad. And like, we used to talk about like what he wanted to do and stuff like that. And he's never really started getting there. And I was like, man, like, you haven't even started yet, and it feels like it's over already,
Yeah.
And, all that kind of thing, like people getting car accidents, people, like, there's just so many things. And I feel like, man, you have to get on a point where doing what you truly want to do is the most important thing at the end of the day, because when you're happy, everybody around you will be in a better place.
Yeah.
Like, you rub into people, like, like, I mean, what we do, like, we bump into a lot of people, and then you could truly tell who's loving what they want, and you really avoid those people that don't want to be what they're doing, in that place where they're at right now,
Yeah.
So, so that's just it. I'm just like, like, I always get inspired with people, like, even when I, the servers I meet, and like the employees that I meet, when they're serving and stuff like that, you could genuinely tell. And if you can't, then, that's the thing. Like, if you still question, do I really love what I'm doing right now? You really don't. If you do, you don't have to question it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
NH Smoker says, retire at 35 and die at 50. I'm almost 40. Carlos says, I'm almost 40 and I'm tired of working, missing my kids, games, and having to ask for time off for family gathering and stuff. And see, that's one of the, that's how my dad was too. I mean, he didn't get to go, I had basketball games. He didn't get to go into that. He was out of town a lot. And that was the thing that he hated about the whole thing. It was like, he was gone. And also, of course, the politics side of like moving up, who gets to move up and not move up depends on like what the boss is doing and who he knows and what he's doing and who he's doing, what he knows, and to kind of move up. So all that comes into play. But what sucks too is that what if you do retire? You finally retire, and you're at that. It's gone up too. It used to be like, oh yeah, 65, and now it's like 68, and then 70 or something. Like, it keeps going. I'm like, dude.
Now I feel like retirement is, for me, and how I understand retirement is literally like an expiration date of you living. I mean, because after that, like, I feel like a lot of people just do cruise control and just try to like all right, let me put it this way. They get to retirement, and then after retirement, they do the things, or they try not to die. That's what they do. They live for so long, and then once they hit retirement, they try not to die.
Oh, that...
I mean, like, sad, but it's a lot of it is reality, because like I accept it, and I'm not really like scared of the fact that death will eventually come. What I'm scared more of, that death comes before you truly realize the purpose that you were built for.
Mm.
And you will know that because within you there's that something like it just makes you happy, right? Like doing this certain things just truly makes you happy. And we're wired differently.
Yeah.
And that's the cool part about it. And like what you said, like really there's nothing really bad about being in an office or anything like that. Like my path could have been so different if I was promoted in the call center where I was working, where they told me I could have been or I could be in a certain time, but it didn't happen. That's why I walked out.
Yeah.
So it could have been different. Like I was happy, like being a supervisor or trainer there, until a certain point that they didn't fulfill what they told me.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, dude, I did wear polo, everything like that. That's why I love Cole Haans, because I was rocking Cole Haans, and then every Wednesday you get to wear your Jordans and stuff like that. I mean, that was cool, but that's what I'm saying. Like, man, eventually it's gonna come, but we can't be too focused on that. We have to be focused more on like what we're doing right now, and like somebody told me, if what you're doing right now will matter within the next 5 years, keep doing it. And if
Yeah.
it doesn't matter after 5 years, stop doing it.
Yeah.
Right? Because like that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to trying to set ourselves up to achieve something in the future. Right? Like understand about like instant gratification, like that's not the way to do it. It's not like the YOLO mentality, right? You only live once, I already know I don't got money to pay the rent. I'll just go party. Like that.
Yeah.
That's the total opposite of living your life till 70 to enjoy it. And then now you have the other spectrum of just YOLO everything, spend everything, and not plan for anything, right?
Yeah.
And then there has to be that in the middle part where, pretty much I can say, man, this is what we're doing. We're in that middle part.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time.
Let me go to the comments. I know Carlos said, yeah, man, I'm in Cali, so I'm just saving to buy a house out of state cash or have a low payment and just resell. So that's the thing, like B was saying. And also that would happen with me. Like I had side goals. So the side goals kept me going while I was just like, all right, cool. I'm doing, what I can. I'm working, I'm doing that, and I'm making my money and, whatever for the full time. But the passion and everything and a lot of the energy after work is just going straight to like the side goals and what I need to do to achieve that. So that was definitely helping. That's probably what Carlos is doing right now and having that goal, to getting a house. Oscar says, I was forced to lose my job last year, but now I'm killing it. Not like big money Mo, but I love what I do and I'm never going back to work for the man. So that's the thing too. It's like once you do reach that level, you're like, man, there's no chance I'm going back now.
Yeah, I mean, even Gary is listening right now. Gary V.
Gary V. I'm quitting my job tomorrow.
All right, there you go. Trap O Bundy, what do you guys do for health insurance? So I did. What do you call that? It was the Obamacare. So health. What is that? Healthcare.gov.
Mm-hmm.
But every year, so there's like a income threshold on that one, right? So every year, my first year it was like cheap because I didn't make a lot, but every year I get bumped up just based on your income. So I mean, there's really no go around it. And one of the things that I'd say, like, it's really one of the most kind of like messed up system besides U.S. Postal. Besides, yeah, it's pretty messed up. But well, I wish we would have better healthcare. But yeah, it's I've been paying more and more every year, and it's just something that I expect. You make more money, you eventually we're probably going to get kicked out of that program, and I'm cool with it. It's supposed to be an assistance, right? It's not supposed to be something that you rely on. So it's supposed to help us, get you. So yeah, there's really no go around about it. eventually we're gonna probably have to be paying like 800 to $1,000 a month, pretty much
That's
sports car payment or something like that.
that's pretty much how you rank them. Is like U.S. healthcare and then USPS is right under that.
Yeah.
Let's see what does the chat say. The health insurance. So for me, I am still doing stuff for the family business. So I am under the family business under that healthcare system, and so they take care of that. But as far as the wife, we have to pay for that added on to mine. So reselling money goes to paying for hers, which is roughly I think like $420 something a month, $425.
420, yo.
Yeah, $420.
But now, I mean, well, it's really called insurance because of just in case big money mo. Like,
Yeah,
we could just be healthy, and next thing you know, I need to get scans and crap like that. It's been a personal experience of us that we could have been easily under 30 grand in debt, but because we had that, I think a threshold was, I think, 8 grand max. And after that, insurance covered, so that saved us, and yeah, that's the only reason why I keep that, especially being younger family and having kids in the future and stuff like that. So things would get complicated easily quick, and if I didn't have it, man, it'd be hard.
What about for the people that are reselling that have a bunch of kids? I mean, we don't have kids, so like me and my wife, I don't know what that's like, but I know people in the chat. I mean, like Stevie D, and who has kids in here that they want to share a little bit of their story and what's going on with anything to do with healthcare and other things you do as a reseller.
Right.
Mark says, oh wait, let's go to the other questions first. I think there's more after that. How much do you all spend a month on inventory? Well, that just depends, because two things. Number one, the Ross, Burlington, all of that stuff, like I've told you guys before, that helps me pay for the bills. YouTube pays for the bills, things like that. But as far as growth, I've been doing a lot more of the pre-ordering and that. So that's where a lot of my money has been going to lately. So that could vary. It just depends.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything I make, pretty much, if you guys see, 44,000 last month, that one's gone on bills and inventory. That's it. So what I make is what I spend, because we are on a growth phase. So there's really, technically there's really no profit pocketed yet, because everything's reinvested. So yeah, I mean, I totally understand, going back to like the kids, people having kids and stuff like that. But it is really, that's why in business, right? Like, yeah, we talk about reselling, but really it's a business. It's when you go in a business, there's you expose yourself to risk, right?
Yeah.
That's why if you really don't want risk, all you got to do is just, climb up the ladder in your company, up to how much you're gonna get up, and then get the maximum amount of pay, so we're literally trading time for money, right? So how much is your time worth? When you go into business, you're not just investing your time, you're literally investing your money too with it, right?
Yeah.
You're working, you're not really invested in the company, right? It's just your time versus money. This one, you're investing your time, you're investing your money, and you're investing the risk of losing it all and starting over again.
Yeah.
And I've gone through that. I've probably gone through it 3 times in my life, and it sucks, because not just financially, but a lot of it is emotionally and mentally. Like, that's where really a lot of people doesn't get recovered with, because you get gun shy after losing so much. You get gun shy, and it's normal, right? It's normal. It's like stocks, right? Like, all of a sudden you're so aggressive, you're winning. Next thing you know, you're broke. Like, and then you might not be investing in stocks anymore, right?
Yeah.
You're not bet anymore because of losing. So yeah, I think that's the biggest kind of like investment / risk that you're hedging. But again, we'll only die once. We only live once. So it is really what it is.
So there we go. I think Oscar, on that vibe tonight, breaking out the whiskey. So B's gonna be comforting you. He's got a lot of, especially these questions coming in. B's ready, so bring out that whiskey and chill. Let me see. Let me go back. What's the next question? Oh, ecom lifestyle. Getting fired from my sales job at Fortune 100 company years ago was the best things ever to happen to me. Will be self-employed for the rest of my life. There we go. Ecom lifestyle. Let me see. Where are we? What's the next one? Oh, how many streams of income do you have? I think that was the question right after that.
You
B?
answered it. I mean,
me?
for me, it's really just reselling.
Yeah.
Reselling. So mostly for me, it's eBay and the other platforms.
Yeah. For me, it's same thing. eBay, the other platforms, and then YouTube. Make money there. Yeah. And then I still get a check from merch by Amazon from all the shirts that I made. So my last check was $900 for the month. Oh. I haven't made a shirt in over a year. So
dude, that was investment. You invested your time.
A lot of time.
With a risk of probably not getting anything further than the year, but you're winning.
Yeah. So that definitely helps a little bit here. That was a win. Let me go to the next question. Man, where is it? Oh, have you ever thought of opening a resale shop? Too much overhead can make second channel like Cam's Kicks, says Koo Kicks. That's a good question though, is because number one, with my city is not the city to do this. Like we don't.
Yeah, you have to have that. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be in a good city, plenty of traffic, and people that know what's going on. We have a couple of sneaker stores here. And I've gone to them. I've looked around. I have more inventory than both of them combined. I can tell you right now. And it's my eBay store doesn't show it because I don't have my retros in there. But everything else is way more than those stores. Not to like bash them, but I'm saying that like you could do so much more online selling.
Right.
You know, not having to deal with paying employees and have that overhead. And having rent. And I know a lot of that stuff from the family business. Like I know what my family business does, how much they have to pay, square footage, employees, and like accidents could happen. Now you got insurances. There's a lot that comes into play on that side of it. And it's also a reason why me and B have always had this conversation towards like me and my wife, him and his wife, like you can build a business and be functional and keep growing. And when your ROI is high and you have high quality items, you're shipping out. Let's say it's a $400 shoe. Let's say you're selling a Jordan 1. Like B said the other day, you sell 10 pairs. That's already $4,000. Like you can do this where good money is coming in, and you don't necessarily have to have like a warehouse. Or we see it all the time with IG and YouTube. Like I'm getting a warehouse now. Like I am just growing huge. Like. But do you need a warehouse? Do you have the right connections and supply to come in for the warehouse? I don't know. But for me, I can keep a lot more money for myself and not have to deal with the warehouse part of it. For sure.
Right. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, it's cool and all if I'm trying to build clout, but if I'm trying to build a fatter bank account, I don't think that's been it. I mean, just because well, e-commerce really, my eBay journey has been like so opposite from what I came from. I had a car shop, I had a coffee shop, and it was all about breaking even. The mentality there was how much do I have to sell to break even for my expenses this month?
Mm-hmm.
And that's like so stressful because you literally have to think about it for the first 15 days of the month. Because if you don't make it, you have 2 more weeks to find money how to cover the cost, how to cover your expenses. So I think the era where we're living with, yes, if you're an established business, 100% yes, it will make sense. But really for the lifestyle, like I tell everybody, it's not really a reselling business. It's really like a lifestyle business, because the business that we've created is actually formed around the lifestyle we want to live. Whereas some people build a business and they form a lifestyle around it.
Yeah.
So right, so let's say example, like my business is for clubs. That means your lifestyle is really the nightlife, right?
Yeah.
You're pretty much asleep during the day, right? So, or if you're a coffee shop, your lifestyle is going to be early morning or late nights, and then you're asleep in the middle of the day. So that's kind of like what I learned a lot in with e-commerce, man. Your overhead cost is so little, and that's why I say, like, man, we're so lucky that in this industry we're already thinking profit right off the gate.
Yeah.
Somebody can pick up a shoe, a good pair of shoe, and profit right away, and not think about overhead costs. So that's why, like, our goal really is, like, if I need more space, like pretty much what we did here, like I was in a 2-bedroom apartment, we need more space. Let me find a house that has a basement. Pretty much, and then if I outgrow this house, I just want a bigger house with a bigger basement and possibly a pool in the back. So it's really trying to build that a business around the lifestyle you want to create, and
Yeah.
then we've calculated it that if eventually we want to retire at 300,000 inventory, sell 10% of it every month. That's it.
That's all you got to do.
That's all you gotta do, right? Get up to 300,000 inventory, sell 10% of it every month, and if you're at 100 ASP, you're only shipping 30 items a day for 30 grand a month,
Which is very doable. You can do 30.
Doable.
Yeah, 24 hours to do 30 packages.
Yeah. Like, even if you take 3 hours, 10 items every hour, that's just how slow you get. I can do that when I'm 70, and I still can get it out.
Let me see. Let me go back up on here and see where the question is. Let me see. ATL Flipper, what's up? Love your channel. Started flipping from shoes from the thrift store. Have you tried thrifting also? So thrifting is how I started. Thrifting is fun because you never know what you're gonna find. It's kind of like random stuff. Ross, Burlington, you pretty much know what to look for. You've seen the videos, you've seen tags on IG, you've seen kind of the similar products. But for thrifting, it's a different type of thrill of the hunt. So I like doing it, but I think for a I guess sustainable business, it depends what kind of connections you have and how many stores you have and what you're gonna like really focus on. Like if you really focus on t-shirts, it's like you're gonna make less money. You have to go volume game, and everything is kind of different with that kind of process. But thrifting's how I started. Let me see. You also need a spouse that is not risk adverse to go full time. It's a roller coaster. This is Brian Oakbrook. Oh, Oakbrook. When was the last time we saw him? When did we meet up with
Kansas City?
No, I thought it was Chicago.
Oh yeah, we were at
I forgot how long ago that was though.
Man,
2 years.
the hot dog place.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Portillo's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. What else do we got? What was the other one? Oh, my city's not good for that too. Talking about the sneaker stores. Let me see. Are you done selling on FBA? I have products on there, but like B said, like if you're not too pumped about it and excited about it, you're not gonna focus on it.
It's not making you smile.
At least that's where I'm at right now.
Right.
Scaling is tough when thrifting. Cool kicks. Any other questions? Throw them in. Trapple Bundy, do you guys mess with Jordan 1 mids and lows? So we always make fun of mids. We always make fun of Jake.
Yeah.
And that's also part of the thing. I'm looking for my soundbite for Jake on mids.
we don't really mess with it. That's why we make fun of it.
I could say though that there's some kids in there that do sell well.
Oh, kids mids, yes.
That do sell well.
Yeah. That and then Lowe's, because Lowe's are cheap. Lowe's are cheap enough. But man, like, to be honest, like when I pick up those items, I'm only like thinking $20 profits, and I want them out. Because at the end of the day, right, what comes in is what goes out. So what you put in your factory of your money factory is what comes out. So you put in low ROI items equals low ROI results. So it ain't too complicated, right? So it's either you want a lot of low ROI items or a lot of high ROI items. So, yeah.
We talked about this too with having, high ROI items. It's just like, if things do happen and you do need money. And I know I started off this show talking about my boy Soupies, and me and B talked about that too. Me and Soupies talked on Friday. And what I told him was the same thing. Is like, I'm glad that you've built up the inventory on the back end of brand new items with box, even the ones without box, but they're high quality. They're Vapor Max, they're Jordans. You have these high quality items that if something does happen, you need money, you can definitely find buyers for these items a lot quicker than you would on any of these thrifted things, especially like clothing and t-shirts. And if you go all in, let's say you put in all your money on a lot of that stuff, it's going to be a lot easier for you to sell these high in demand, high ROI items. For sure.
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten questions a lot, like what's your backup fund, or what's your emergency money, or do you have a savings? I don't, because it's all in shoes. And if something happens tomorrow, I could run a 50% off, and I bet you it'll sell out within an hour.
Or you can even take bids if you wanted to.
Yeah, dude, I've done it. I've done it. I have better inventory that I want to buy. Man, I take $5 loss on all this, dookie inventory that I bought before and reinvest it, right? So that's pretty much it. And at the end of the day, right, if you're holding Jordan 1s, man, there's no Jordan 1s under $350, really. So that's really what it is.
And as a sneaker buyer, as a sneaker head, throw out some bids out there. I can guarantee you, always happens to where like someone just comes in and like, all right, Vapor Max for $100, I'll do it. So when someone said, we got a question too on here on having a hard time getting inventory. Yeah, that's one of the things that me and B have been doing as well from home is like, so I got a Vapor Max for brand new with box StockX for $120 the other day. Oh. I just like throwing bids out there and seeing who caves. Some of these shoes is like easy $50 profit. And that's why I also talked about how going through all three platforms, StockX, GOAT, and eBay, which ones have been good for me as far as like getting shoes in on time and things like that. GOAT has been really quick. Like I've been getting shoes in, no complaints, nothing. They've been coming in pretty fast. Yeah, I think like as soon as it hits GOAT, you have it less than a week. Yeah, they've been good. The sellers have been selling them. How fast the seller ships it to GOAT. That's how. And then eBay, I would say, is like the middle ground. Sometimes they're fast, sometimes they're kind of slow. The pricing is also, all three of them sending in offers and or bids. And then StockX right now, I've been paying less for shoes, but I'm not getting them for like 2-3 weeks. I'm like, I don't even remember when I ordered this. I'm like, how long is this gonna take? It's StockX super slow. Yeah. Definitely. Having a hard time getting more inventory is normal. So and that's why I tell everybody, even in our level up coaching, it's like it's gonna be hard to scale. There was a point that I was stuck at 150,000 inventory trying to get to 200 for forever. Sometimes you get excited, sometimes you lose hope and stuff like that. I touched 300K inventory, and then now I'm back at 250 for 6 months now and stuck here. Because it's hard, but you got to find a way to kind of like make hard, and not easy, manageable, I would say, right? And that's a great tip.
man, like talking about just buying online, there's always somebody that's trying to get rid of their inventory
Yeah.
and online, and by the way, I actually sent your Vapor Max. I copped Glenn a Vapor Max for $80.
Yeah, that one
You
was
know? So
like a nice gray Vapor Max. Very nice.
yeah.
$80. Big One Emo says I don't have that problem. Zapato says I source kicks from B's eBay store and resell on StockX for an easy $50.
Oh, damn. Thank you for your continued patronage,
Yeah.
I'm
Thank you for supporting, some e-commerce business.
Yeah.
What a kind gentleman.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it's all about, man. Support each other and making money. Yeah, it's
Let me see. Kevin says, I usually don't even worry about releases. Do you guys try to go hard on the ones that are worth or trying just what you have, like 1 or 2 accounts? So with new releases at the malls and things like that, I'm building up a 3rd account. B is already there. He has multiple accounts. So it's not as difficult as people think.
right.
To build these up. There's a smart way to do it. And to keep that going. The bad thing on my end is that we've been getting a lot more releases than we ever have been, which is good.
Yeah.
But in my city, we're not really known to get a lot of the high end stuff. Now for B, he can go around different cities and stuff. So that's definitely worth it for me. Yeah. I don't have to go anywhere else. I'm good with getting the pairs that I have here, but even the next one I think is like 6 hours away, Phoenix, and which is weird. Even Phoenix didn't even get. Remember, we searched I was like, man, they didn't even get these like 3s, and one of the 3s we looked up some of the Jordan 1s. It's kind of weird. Like I would think that Phoenix would get a lot more of the high end releases, and they didn't do it either. So, but I think if you're in a big city, I would look on building accounts.
Yeah, I mean, it's at the end of the day, there's still always money to be made. Like even like. The only time I probably like Flint's was probably the first time I lost money on. Probably lost $5-10 on those because I just wanted to get rid of them. So that's the biggest kind of like I think addition to the business. It's really not the main business. It's literally kind of like a side hustle, a weekend hustle.
Yeah.
Because Nike hasn't been really that great before. But if Nike comes back, Nike always going to be number 1 Nike outlet game and stuff like that. But and also at the end of the day, it's knowledge gained too. Knowledge gained and relationships built. So I think that's kind of like the most important part. And I'm coming to find out that all those like 5, 6, 7 years ago when I was like lining up, I'm kind of like getting. And meeting the same employees that I used to buy shoes before. So it's paid out. Now there's really no awkward highs and the lows, where I'm just talking about, the past and stuff like that and moving forward. So I think that's really the most important thing to do if you plan on staying on this business for a while, building that relationship.
Like Cool Kick said, Flex have been helping my YouTube channel so much.
Hey, there you go. Flex, flex points, baby.
Yeah. Sneak Geek says, do you use the same name for your accounts? So
never don't. It's not. So legality, you're only allowed to have 1 account per person. So that's why people could use friends, use brothers, sisters, and stuff like that. So that's the best way to do it. I've seen people use the same name and everything like that, and eventually, it's just gonna catch on because one of the worst things that can happen is they'll merge your account, which is they've done to me before because I didn't know if I made already an account. And I wasn't really concerned about Flex. And the next thing I know, like all of them got merged into like my OG email because I couldn't log in. So the best way really is to have different names and have different people do it.
And don't flex your flex points.
Yeah, don't flex anything on. There's so many haters out there because you get banned. You get IP banned, you're toast. Or your phone number or your name or your mode of payment get banned, you're toast.
Too legit, what's up? Oscar says my Nike store got bare shelves, and I'm still getting elite heat.
There you go.
I want to go back to Nike Outlet though, and I know we said possibly June, July we'll see them kind of get back to normal.
Right.
I mean, that was kind of like a rumor that we've heard. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but
yeah, like I'm gonna say it again because what we've noticed, right, and what I've noticed going to different outlets around me is there's always that one outlet that they dump more inventory on. So there's gonna be that. It's either gonna be in a major city or closer to the city, or which one that has the highest traffic. What I notice is the one that are further out in the city are actually have less, but the ones that are closer to the cities are the ones that are getting more inventory. So find that outlet and just don't be content going to that one outlet close to you and think that that's the reality of all Nike outlets, because it's not. I mean, if you can see Big Money Mo right here, his outlets are doing fine, right?
Yeah.
So there's gonna be like that in the city, because the one outlet by me now it seems like they're back to normal, and have been back to normal in the last 30 days. I was just late to the news, and so find that other outlet. Take a drive, 2-3 hour drive, 4 hour drive. It won't hurt, and experiment out there.
I think a good point too is, let me throw this in here, is talking about the refurbished stuff. So there's some really good hidden gems in there that I think a lot of people are ignoring, but at the same time, you may not even have that in your area. So if you want to go check out the site, they do tell you which are coming soon and which ones do have them. Oh, so the refurbished, pre-owned shoes, Coup Kicks also have shown East LA that had them on there. And there's some maybe it just depends when you go, of course, throughout the hunt, what you can find. But
man, we've been to stuff. We've been to that Gilroy. We've been to Woodstock. Man, let me just name off where we've been to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Woodstock.
Pleasant Prairie. Man, we gotta go to Omaha. What you talking about? What you know about Omaha, Glenn?
Nebraska crossings. We have not been here for all this.
Lincoln City, we've been there, right?
For Oregon, yeah, I've been that one.
We've been to all Oregon.
Tampa.
Where's that at? Silverville. Ooh, that's not too far from me, probably.
There you go. Tennessee, Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
There's the Glendale one. So I like this outlet too, this Glendale, Arizona. So yeah, look for that. I mean, also, I just like to see what kind of random stuff.
Right. It's so cool.
I wonder what else people have been finding. So.
Yeah, my outlet's got Bread's 11 and and Concords, but of course I was too late. I just hear the news.
Man, I heard later on this year, says Coup Kicks, like October, that maybe outlet will be back. We'll see. Glendale, Arizona coming up. Coup Kicks.
Oh, close by Gatlinburg. I like that store. It's probably the clearance store too. There's literally two outlets, 2 minutes right by each other. It's kind of like Orlando. They're so bunched, close together.
Oscar says if you're near Myrtle, they got Quality.
Oh, time to take a vacation there. It's a vacation spot too.
And Sticker Friends 12 haven't gone to outlets in a while.
It's a business trip.
Tax write-offs.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Anything before we go? We had a nice, good over hour, 15 minutes for the live show. And maybe we'll do Mondays. I don't know. That had nothing to do with. Yeah, Monday's cool. It's nothing to do with our Wednesday stuff. Because our Wednesday stuff is tags and seeing what people have been finding. It's a different vibe, a different topic.
Wednesday's for the clout. Monday's for the mind.
Oh, see?
There we go.
I like that. I like those mindful Mondays. Yeah, this guy knows what's up. All right. Anything before we go? Any questions? Enjoy that Monday. Go sourcing tomorrow. Never give up, even if it's kind of dry and packed, because stores and malls are packed. So, all right. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Normal time, normal channel. Everything. Let's see what kind of stuff you guys find out there. So, all right. We'll see you.